Yo, what is good, everyone? Today, as you've seen by the title, we're gonna be going over how I color grade my videos personally. I'm not saying I'm a color expert. I'm not saying I'm the greatest in the field. What I am gonna teach you today is how I personally color grade my videos. I put this certain spin to it on my videos. And it's just personally how I like it. Let me know down below if you guys want me to drop a LUT pack that I use. It could be used for daily anything or, you know, scenery. But let me say this before. I am filming in a log. So all my videos are like very decolored, they're gray, and then I turn them into a nice beautiful color. And before we get into this video, if you're a real one and stayed to this part right now, congratulations. A link in the description, there will be a LUT that I will tag down below for completely free. It'll be only one. I'm not saying it'll work on every video, but what I will say is that this LUT is clutch. I use this LUT on a lot of my videos. So for me to give this away for you to free, the least you could do is give it a like button and maybe even subscribe. Let's get it. Okay, guys, so in DaVinci Resolve, for my timeline, I just created a new timeline using Shift 9. It'll pull up the settings. We're just gonna reverse these and change them to 1080, 1920. This is just what I'm currently using for my video. I'm gonna drag down my video. Guys, I know that I mentioned that I will give the free LUT down in the description below. I'm also gonna give you guys some footage that you can practice on. You guys can get similar results to me. But what I want you guys to do with these results is I want you to join my free community down below, completely free. There are 200 plus editing members in their community right now. It's completely free. Join in, ask any questions you have. There's a bunch of like-minded people in there just like you and me. You guys can post your results that you got, post how you're doing with color grading or whatever. Anyways, let's get back to it. I'm gonna go to the color grade page and I have node tree that I use on every single video. So in my power grade, I have this node tree right here that basically just brings my clip back to normal. I'm gonna go over this really, really in depth. So I'm gonna bring this over and you guys may be intrigued, but don't be intrigued. I'm gonna teach you guys exactly everything you need to know. So as I let go, you can clearly see what I'm talking about now. So this is my simple node tree. You guys can copy this step by step. It is so simple. You're gonna create this node right here. Essentially, I preloaded noise reduction onto it, just in case if my footage is looking a bit, you know, noisy, you know, a bunch of grain, stuff like that. You could do that by just zooming in. And then you have the effect on there and you kind of just can control it by doing that. You can kind of see it, but I don't need it for this clip right here. Be careful with that as well. Now my next node is an exposure. You're basically just gonna be messing with the exposure in this node. You don't need to add any sort of effects. We'll go over that in just a second. Third one is balance. Again, you don't have to mess with that. We'll go a bit more in depth here in just a second. Then you're gonna create this node tree right here. Now this does get color specific. So make sure you're doing the green to the green and then the green to this node right here. Now how to get this node, you're gonna double click, add a node, and you're gonna add a panel layer. And this will just create this and you'll connect the outlook of this clip right here and then this clip right there. Now taking the output of that, you're gonna connect it to what I call a color space transform, what everyone calls it, whatever you wanna call it. That'll be preloaded into the node as well. So this is just what my camera uses. Your camera could be different. This is my input color space, my input gamma, my output color space, my output gamma. Now this is stuff that you have to look for your own camera. Now there's a whole separate YouTube videos on that that'll teach you exactly what you're doing. If you're just color grading a footage that doesn't need a color space transform, then you can skip this step. But I have that preloaded and I have my preloaded settings onto this every time I drag it down. And basically I drag it down and all it does is just convert my footage back to normal, and then the rest I go in through and I change it up, right? Favorite one, the LUT. This is something that I handcrafted and I am gonna give you guys for free today. Like I said, down in the description below. And then vignetting, glow, etc. Whatever you want to add. It really depends. After the LUT, it's anything else that you want to add. If you want to mess with the color, whatever it is. This is just my basic color grade, and I can color grade in under 5 minutes because I know what I'm doing, and I have a simple LUT that can apply to almost any video. It just makes my process 10 times smoother. So noise reduction, we don't need it, right? Exposure, I'm gonna go to the clip where I want to have in this video, and it's these palm trees right here. So while I'm on this palm tree right here, what I'm gonna do is, it already looks good, right? And this is through a car window, so this isn't even really a good example. But exposure, I think the exposure is fine. This is also why I tell people your camera skills matter a lot. You need to know what you're doing when you're filming. You need to know like settings. You can't put your camera on auto because it's not gonna look good. I learned that the hard way. And every time I go to my post, the exposure is usually good, and the noise reduction I don't really need to use. I never use the noise reduction or the exposure tab because it's simply something that I do and I and I know that I'm not gonna have to fix that in post, right? That's just a backup in case if I do. Sometimes I do need to use it, you know, but for this instance of a clip, you know, you would just change the lift, gamma, gain, offset, etc. So I could even turn this down if I really wanted to, because it's a little bright. Kind of just mess with these things. There's a bit more of in-depth things. You can double click here. You can come to add matte. You add the matte, and then what you would do is you come to here, you add what's called a glow, and then you're able to kind of mess around with the exposure that way as well. That's a way you could do it, but again, like I said, I'm not gonna use that. For balance, all I do is use this temp slider. So if it's too warm, I would turn it colder. If it's too cold, then I would turn it more warm on the warm side. I could even just make this look a little better, make it look like a little warmer tint by just adding, you know, 30 to the warmer side. That's really it. Now, I do a lot of talking head videos, and this is why I have the look and the skin. I haven't found a need to use it just yet, because usually when my clients give me the videos, their skin tones are all really messed up. So that is something I'll go in depth just in a second, but that we're talking about for this clip I'm talking about right now. So then for the color space transform, this is what it is. Obviously you see what it did. Now you can see what you're doing too by turning it on and off. So like here, you can see what the balance did. You didn't really tell, right? Now this is where you will apply my LUT. Download it down in the description below. It's completely free. It'll only be available for a limited amount of time. So if you're seeing this like 2 months after, the link will be expired. So make sure you grab that link while you can. And maybe if you DM me if you're a little late, I might give it to you, but I probably won't. So make sure you get it now while you can. Okay, so I'm applying my LUT. As you can see right there, I just applied my LUT. Now, like I said, this is where it really comes hand in hand. It's very important that you do apply this LUT so that you can see the big difference that this LUT is allowing me to create. It's doing the work for me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to do anything. Like I didn't have to mess with the colors and none of that, right? I did that work before. So why would I do it again and again and again and not just save it as a preset? This is a game changer right here. You can see the difference. Let me full screen this. This is crazy difference right here. It brings the clouds together. It brings this yellow out. That wasn't even really yellow, but I like how it turns it yellow. And it brings the clouds out. It brings a lot together, but we're not done. We're not gonna stop here. I'm gonna add a vignette. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna type vignette. We're gonna add it, and we're gonna go to advanced. I'm gonna turn this size up a little bit because we really wanna focal this palm tree right here. So I'm just gonna mess with a couple of these things. I'm gonna turn the softness down and the transparency up just a little bit. And sometimes this stuff is barely noticeable to the human eye. So as you can tell here, can't really tell that, but someone like me, I can tell. Now you can tell it a little more. You can tell it on the edges right here when I unselect it. But yeah, this will just bring the palm tree focal length into the focal point, right? So that's just one effect that you can add. Another effect you can add is called a glow. So we're gonna add this glow in. And this depends because sometimes it doesn't do anything to your image. So you're gonna have to really mess with it, see if you can get something good. But a lot of this stuff is messing with. So the things that I would look for is the spread, the gain, saturation, and you can even change this color right here to like a oranges. But you know, it's not really bringing it out. I don't need it for this clip. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna delete that. But what I am gonna add is, I don't know how to say this, utilization, whatever it's called, I don't even care. You're gonna add that. And this, you can create some cool looking effects with this, honestly. I'm about to show you guys a really cool effect. So under the user timeline, we're gonna do DaVinci wide gamut. Okay, so under the strength, we're just gonna turn it to 0. Don't really worry about it. Secondary glow, under the strength, we're gonna turn it to 0.5. Now don't worry, because this effect right here obviously is not good. You know what I mean? And it's gonna get even worse. So then we're gonna change this to like a yellowy, almost kind of like that, around there. Really depends. You create that like popular like red like vibrant vibe that people have on their going viral on Instagram. This is how you create it. I created it in under 10 seconds. So I would just mess with the strength, put the strength down, the gamma down just a little bit, and the spread can be turned up like this. And then as you can see right here, you'll be able to tell the difference. on the tree. You can tell right there, and then also right here. So really subtle movement, and that is it for this one right here. Really, if you think about it, the LUT is the core. So once you download this LUT, you guys are gonna transform your videos, and I'm giving it to you for free. The least you can do is give me a subscribe, like, whatever. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you have any questions, join the community. I'll answer you personally. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.